Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, Rendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it
shape, aren't you?
to make sure you always got your new Going In Raw notifications. The audio listeners would have no idea that I'm still recovering a little bit from Saturday night. But anyways, thanks for coming out with me, man. I had a blast.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
That was a lot of fun. But
I'm just not used to staying up that late.
I
anymore.
am too old to be doing that on a regular basis.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the drinking. It was just being up too late.
It was everything. It was everything. I actually went hard all night. So wow. Anyways, that was fun. But yeah, the older you get, it just takes longer to recover.
Yeah,
you can't just bounce back like that.
Nope.
So anyways. This is, of course, Going In Raw. We are available wherever podcasts can be found. Leave us a rating, review, or comment if you're listening to us on your podcast app. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there.
Yeah.
And we might have some new patrons. I know we got a new one this morning.
Weekend, I think.
Let's see here. I don't know how to say this name, but I'm going to try, because I believe it's in a different language. Hayak Mokag. I don't know what that is. But anyways, there's somebody who was a new patron this morning.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And then I think we got a couple more from over the weekend. Let me load them up right now. Because at $1, even at $1, you get a brand new, or you get a shout out here on the show.
Shout out, yeah.
Let's see here. Back on Thursday, Anthony F. Content resubbed to the Patreon. And then yesterday, I eked out a victory in fantasy football against him. We went head to head, and at one point I was a 14% chance of winning.
And you stormed back.
And I stormed. No, he choked.
Oh,
because he had what's his name, Michelle?
Sony Michelle.
Sony Michelle.
Yeah.
And then he had Vance McDonald.
Yeah, the tight end for the Steelers.
And they both just whiffed.
Yeah.
Whiffed in last night's game. So that's awesome. I like to remind him of that. We also have new patrons: Jason Michael Foote, the Kareem of Wheat, Scott Strine, Matt Riddle, Bill Goldberg agreed to that's Fightful Select. Oh. I thought somebody had a clever Patreon name. That's just a Fightful Select article we're going to talk about later.
That in a little bit, man.
Troy Cockrell, Emperor Hodge, and then the nice fella that I met that was on the Patreon this morning. So thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.
People have crazy names, and I didn't realize that when I put on my typical Patreon search term in my email, Fightfuls came in as well.
Yeah, Fightful Select on Patreon. If you haven't, go subscribe to them. They do
it's
great
terrific,
work.
Man. Yeah,
great work.
It's really good stuff.
It is really good stuff. So other than going out, how was your weekend? Good? Quality stuff?
Yeah, it was.
Although it sounds like your Sunday was more or less ruined.
No, I wouldn't say ruined, because so my parents took Bama.
Yeah.
So we really had nothing to do except for rest. So I mean, my headache was gone by 1.
That's good.
And then I was able to just do nothing. I watched the Chappelle special.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was fantastic. You have to check it out. It's so good.
I want to. I think I've seen the other two he has.
He's in
Netflix.
full on. I'm old and don't give an F anymore.
I watched. I mentioned A Star Is Born over the weekend. Finally saw that. I forgot that Dave Chappelle's in that.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I love Chappelle, man. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's something else I was gonna bring up, and it's on the tip of my. Oh man! So last night I was on Twitch. I'll just bring this up real quick because you would love this. So I created Slow Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
On in my league on NBA 2K20.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It was exhilarating. So we're playing. Sacramento now has 2 teams. The Kings, and there's a new arena, the Del Taco Arena.
Where's that at in town?
It's in the suburbs, Roseville, I guess.
All right. Did you get a select where the arena was?
You just have the option of the city or the suburbs.
All right.
So And then I selected, so I created the Slow Wolfpack team, and then all the other teams I made the best ofs. So I didn't make them. It has like how
all-time lineups. Essentially.
2K has all-time lineups.
Gotcha.
So those are all the teams I'm competing against.
Oh wow!
But then we did a draft.
Yeah.
And every permutation of every character. So there's like 18 Shaqs in my
that's
league.
cool.
There's like 12 Jordans.
How many Shaqs do you have on your team?
Only one. I didn't double up on anybody on my team, but listen to the starting lineup.
All right.
Nash at the point. Mm-hmm. Scottie Pippen at the small forward.
All right.
I got Shaq at my center.
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady. And, Tracy McGrady's great. You're not a big T-Mac fan?
I mean, he's a good scorer.
Didn't he score? He scored like 13 points in like 6 seconds or something.
Yeah, no, he's a really
crazy
good
like
scorer. But I mean,
that.
I can think of if this is all-time lineups, I can think of other.
Well, here's the thing.
cards
You're
that I have.
drafting.
I understand.
So like,
but if there's 12 Jordans, that means almost half the teams at least have a Jordan.
I exaggerated.
Okay.
There's probably 6
All right.
because I saw
All
like,
right.
but and it's a kind of draft where like you're number one and then go.
Yeah.
So I get
snake
another
draft?
one at 60. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So
All right.
there were no more Jordans on the board.
Sorry.
Anyways, I got Nash, Pippen, McGrady, Shaq, and then I forget who my power forward is. I forget.
Karl Malone,
No, I didn't choose him alone.
Tim Duncan.
No. But I've also got Latrell Sprewell on my team. Oh, Dennis Rodman's on my team.
All right.
Who else is on my team? George Gervin's on my team.
Good. Iceman.
Iceman. Bobby Jackson is
Good.
like my third guard.
Good.
Oh, I forget who my second guard is. Anyways, it's a classic lineup. I suck at that game, though. I'm so
You
bad.
should just simulate everything.
I'm so bad. Anyways, 80 years of Dynasty. That's what I'm aiming for.
I want to know what happens after the 80 years. That's what I'm really curious about.
No, man.
I don't know.
The Earth falls off into the ocean, I guess.
Maybe the Earth falls off into the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Stick to basketball, man.
But I'm terrible at that, too.
I guess so.
I took Shaq with my number one pick.
What year of Shaq? Is it
I have
Lakers
Shaq
Shaq?
at, I think,
Miami Heat Shaq? Boston Celtics Shaq?
He's 29. He's 29.
So that would have been.
I feel like 29 is a really good year. Probably a Laker at that point.
In 2004, I think. That's the tail end of his Laker run.
All
Because
right.
he came into the league like 19.
Yeah.
19. I think that was 93.
Yeah, sounds right. Shaq at his laziest. That's what I was really going for. Before he was like too old.
Well, you gotta wait till he's on the Heat when Dwayne Wade handled the load.
Yeah. But that's when he's just too old. I wanted him lazy at his prime.
Okay.
Like when he really just could have been killing everybody, but he didn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
I want most resentful Kobe Shaq. That's what I want.
Jeffrey Nguyen has a great point here. Barkley is criminally underrated. Man, Charles Barkley was great.
I didn't even see Barkley on the board.
That's weird. He got snapped up first 12 picks. All the Barkley's gone.
Could be. Now, of course, the next like 5 out of the next 10 were all Jordans. It was like Jordan.
Of course.
But I got Shaq number 1.
What, you picked first overall and got Shaq?
Yeah. I thought, yeah, man. Got to take risks in life, baby. I got murdered in my first game.
Yeah.
I got killed.
No Jordan, no LeBron.
Chris Mullins murdered my team. He was just freaking shooting.
Yeah,
Lights
man.
out.
Yeah, man.
Lights out.
3 balls. All over the place. Anyways, let's talk about so there's a huge Raw tonight at Madison Square Garden. I think the first time in about a decade.
Yeah.
An episode of Raw and SmackDown tomorrow has emanated from the world's greatest arena. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Del Taco Arena.
So to commemorate the event, ESPN spoke to Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair in advance of tonight's show. And the 4 Horsemen, we'll get to it more later, taking part in a tag team contest. And so ESPN spoke to them about their huge match tonight and their futures in WWE. As far as the Madison Square Garden component of it, Becky said, quote, "It's a pretty big moment, especially in somewhere like MSG where it's so historical. It's a whole different kettle of fish now, and I'm a whole different woman now." Bayley said as well, "The 4 of us will always be tied together, and having a match with all of us in a place like MSG is special. I came up to the main roster last, and this is one of the only times we've all been in the ring together on the main roster," which is crazy to think. Sasha added, quote, "It's really crazy to know that I'm going to be in the ring with these girls that I started with and I haven't been in the ring with for a very long time." And finally, Charlotte said about tonight, quote, "Our stories are so intertwined if you go back to the beginning, but I will say from Monday, this is the first time the 4 of us have been on Raw together, just the 4 of us in a solo storyline," which is pretty insane to think about.
Yeah.
Of course, when Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky got brought together. It was all in the factions. Team Bad, not Submission Sorority. They changed that name because
PBJ or Team P and B and C.
Page,
PBC,
PCB, I think.
PCB,
yeah,
CBD, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy to think 4 years from their main roster run or however long it's been that finally the four of them are just gonna be in the ring together. This is something that like all the fans of theirs have wanted for a very long time, and it seemed like a no-brainer from like the moment they stepped onto the main roster, and then it's just it was what it was. But yeah, I mean we haven't even got Sasha versus Bayley in the main roster yet. Yeah, that's bizarre. And one of the best matches in NXT history. Yeah, I mean Bayley's the two of them. The first when was what? Do you remember what year was Bayley called up? Like 2017, 2016? When was that? How long has she been around the main roster now? It was like later than everybody else. So we went to it was a year prior, SummerSlam. That's 26. Must be 2016. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And for the first early 2017, 2 years of her run, it didn't work. Like they could not figure out honestly what seemed like the easiest thing to figure out. I mean, she should have been the John Cena of the women's division. Right. Exactly. It seemed that was the case. And they couldn't figure that out. And it seems, and I don't know if it's a matter of Sasha holding out and them understanding, oh man, we really need to do something, or I mean, that could be some element of it, because Vince loves when people show that they have leverage. Yeah. And Sasha leaving at Mania saying, "Hey, we're worth more than this. This is what we need to be doing something more than this." Yeah. Maybe that's what give him a kick in the pants. Maybe Vince saw like how well the main event went over at Mania this past year, in that the walls didn't come crumbling down, and he saw more money. We heard very soon after Mania that they were looking to set up the next main event very quickly after. Well, yeah, and then we heard that wasn't going to involve Ronda Rousey. Right, and so you got to figure maybe that's what they had in mind. Yeah, so who knows? Who knows? But speaking of a Mania main event, Charlotte spoke to that, and she says she hopes to see, after tonight, of course, the four horsewomen all together again in the ring at WrestleMania. Quote, "I hope the future holds the four of us in a fatal four-way in the main event of WrestleMania. That's what I hope the future holds. I'm not saying it's this year, next year, the next, or the year next after that, but eventually I truly believe the fatal four-way will be a main event match at WrestleMania." Yeah. Well, I mean, they're laying the groundwork to do it. Strike while the iron's hot. Yeah. Because you never know. Injuries can take people out of the game or whatever. But, I mean, they've got Becky Lynch featured in these ESPN ads. And Sasha, they're treating all them like the A story. They got this big tag match coming up tonight at Madison Square Garden. I would expect probably to be an event. Although, I have no doubt it's going to be. I have definitely no doubt should be, unless they can do this contract signing to end the show because Stone Cold's there. Oh, that's a good point too. Unless they actually go through with the Stone Cold getting attacked by the Fiend thing, which is a possibility. Yeah, they should totally do that. I think that's a great idea. Get the Fiend over. It'd be interesting to see if Stone Cold gives the green light to that. I don't know if... What if the Fiend hits him with a stunner? If it's a good-looking stunner, I'd be all for it. I mean, Becky hit Stone Cold with a stunner in his show. He sold the crap out of it, too. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that was him laying the ground. He was like, I got to put some of these kids over. Because who's not doing it? Bishop! Yeah. No. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I'd love to see that. I think it'd be great. I think that instead of them having to, I'm not going to say carry necessarily, but obviously Ronda Rousey was the least experienced person in the ring at this past Mania. And not to take anything away from her, because I think her star power is absolutely why they landed the main event. Although I still kind of think that there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know if Kofi would have main evented. I don't know. Now with some hindsight, if Ronda Rousey wasn't around and they were still trying to go down the Becky Charlotte route, you think that, that would have had a chance at main eventing, it would have had a chance. I think, though, they probably would have went with Seth versus Brock. Probably. That's probably the inclination. I think that the Becky Charlotte thing could have been hot enough to totally. I agree. Their feud towards the tail end of last year was great. Kofi was really hot, too. So, here, not to change the subject totally, but to go back to the Stone Cold thing, this is what they could do. Just have the contract signing going down. Maybe Seth and Braun or Braun or something. Stone Cold's hanging out. Lights go down. Fiend gets back in the ring, and Seth goes over to protect Stone Cold. So we get the Fiend in the segment. He doesn't have to lay out Stone Cold. Seth is the one that ends up getting laid out. Yeah, maybe. I kind of feel like it's either Stone Cold gets laid out or nothing. Yeah, probably. Maybe. Because he already laid out Foley. That might have been Foley saying, hey, if I'm laying down. He lays down for everybody, though. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Same
man.
with Kurt Angle. He laid out Kurt Angle, but
So yeah, I don't know.
Kurt Angle lost
forward
to
to seeing
Baron Corbin at WrestleMania as the last match.
That was a big deal, man. They got a lot out of that.
Did they?
Yeah. Look at Baron Corbin now. He's gonna be king of the ring, man.
No, he's not.
He thinks he is.
Yeah.
He thinks so much. He's burning farts into that throne, man.
Yeah, no, it's an issue.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Huge issue. Speaking of issues, let's talk Matt Riddle and Goldberg. They have had their issues. Of course, Matt Riddle told of a conversation he and Goldberg had SummerSlam before the show. Yeah. Where Riddle saw his locker room, went. They introduced each other. Goldberg told Matt Riddle they had some talking to do, and it was a conversation that they would maybe pick up at a certain point down the line. Well, it turns out that conversation did pick up after the show, according to Fightful. This is what Fightful had to say. Quote, one source close to the situation told us that Matt Riddle and Goldberg did have a conversation that followed SummerSlam, and that the two decided to agree to disagree. Bro. Another source on the production end of things said that WWE knows what it's doing with Riddle and Goldberg, and the initial conversation was filmed just in case, and that WWE didn't exactly put Riddle on the watch along by accident.
Yeah.
Of course they didn't. That same source in production said that they and several others were stunned at how much more Matt Riddle got it as pertains to building a potential marquee match than Goldberg, who was said to have a chip on his shoulder and taking things way too seriously.
You know, man, when you get old, you get maybe a little bit prideful.
You know what? I kind of feel like Goldberg has always taken things kind of seriously in terms of protecting the Goldberg mystique.
It's made him a lot of money, though.
It has.
It's made him a lot. Like, he wouldn't have been able to come back and convincingly been in a program with Brock Lesnar if he didn't take that approach.
Oh, and I wasn't trying to say I'm talking trash. I'm saying he's always kind of taken himself pretty darn seriously in terms of pertains to how he presents his character on TV. And I'm sure, especially following the embarrassment of that match against Undertaker, he probably really is conscientious about protecting.
Yeah,
his character.
It's a sore thing. It's to swallow your pride in that, or to have to deal with that. The Saudi Arabia match and how much of a debacle it was, and then have some dude who, Matt Riddle, he's still in, just perception-wise, like, we know better, and the true fans know otherwise, that Matt Riddle is a stud, and he's going to be doing big, big things. But right now, he's not at the name level of an Austin, Foley, Undertaker, even a Rollins or Bray Wyatt.
Not quite, no.
And so Goldberg probably just sees him as some dude who's talking crap, and then WWE, to a degree, is encouraging that.
Oh, absolutely.
And enabling him and saying, hey, go on this watch along and then talk crap.
Yeah.
So I can see how Goldberg would be. But you're right. Like, it's obvious that the guy doesn't have the same sort of big picture vision. Like, this could be a big, big match. This could be a big deal, and it can get Matt Riddle over to a huge degree.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that apparently people in WWE are just finding out that Matt Riddle is good at prolonging or hyping up programs when, like, pretty much anybody who's gotten anywhere on the indies, that's how you get there on the indies.
Yeah, I know.
It's promoting yourself.
I know. Number one, it's not shocking that people in WWE don't know that.
Yeah.
And number two, don't be so sure that WWE, like when you read the bit about, WWE, where is the WWE didn't exactly put Riddle on the watch along by accident.
Yeah.
Don't be so sure about, like, that's kind of surprise. That's a little bit surprising to me, because how often has the right hand not known what the left hand was doing?
Back when Matt Riddle was doing his initial Twitter videos talking trash about Goldberg around the Saudi Arabia match, we'd heard that they had talked to him about it, but not necessarily in terms of, hey, you got to stop doing this.
Right? Yeah. I didn't know what the conversations were. I think that there are a lot of people in WWE that on the lower side of things, like the watch along stuff, that are very savvy and would totally be like, oh man, we have to get Riddle in here. But the idea that, up to Vince and Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman's a pretty savvy guy, but they do things so sometimes they just demonstrate such an obliviousness.
And I understand the idea that it seems like a lot of times that there's things that go on in digital that seemingly happen without Vince's green light.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible this is the case, but it seems like someone high up the ladder was aware of stuff.
Which is great.
Yes.
Which is awesome. It's very
I'm sure Triple H knows. He might not be hands-on with everything, all the comings and goings of all the talent in NXT, I'm sure he's aware.
Oh, Triple H is savvy as heck. No, well, Triple H is the guy. I mean, come on, like with him, and then like we've heard Regal showing up at PWG back in the day and in Evolve shows.
Bloodsport.
Those dudes, Regal, him and Triple H, they freaking know, man. They know what's going on.
Yep.
Like you said, you can't. Nobody's going to get to NXT without understanding how to build their brand in the first place. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to be in the crowd if nobody knows who they are.
Exactly.
And you got to hustle to do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, somebody else who's hustling, Larson. Shane McMahon trying to figure out who should be going down
Hustle
to the
his way to a verdict in this case he's been serving.
Turn yourself in. I was awkwardly trying to get my way to an Ed Edwards reference.
Awkwardly indeed. So Shane hasn't been on TV in a while. And after being like the focus of SmackDown pretty much all through the summer. In a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer mentioned something about Vince apparently forgetting about Shane's storyline.
Yeah.
And so during his flurry of rewrites in recent weeks, Shane's been pushed to the wayside. However, according to Wrestling Inc., there could be another reason why Shane O'Mac has been away from TV.
Well, an actual reason.
Yeah. Apparently, he's been serving jury duty.
Right.
Some dude on Twitter posted a picture of himself and Shane in a courthouse.
Yeah.
So he's just been on jury duty.
Yeah, man. Boy, the feds are trying to get me to do federal jury duty.
That's crazy. That's for the entire month.
I gotta check my status. I've been waiting for like a good day, like, you know, when you're having a good day, and then check it, because then it'll be like a good thing on it, because, you know, your odds are better.
No,
if you're an incredibly superstitious person.
But here's the thing: if you're on a really good day and you look and you're like, oh gosh, I got to go in.
Well, then it's a bad day.
You're going to ruin your entire day.
Yeah.
So just check in regardless of your mood.
Oh no, man.
Even better if you check in. So here's the thing: if you check in when you're in a bad mood and you don't have to serve, made your day 100% better.
Yeah, but it's just going to make things. It's like, oh man, I shouldn't have checked. I was having a bad day. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Do you check for bad news on a bad day? Because you're already having a bad day and it can't get any worse.
That's what
But then you're making it worse. Or on a good day, you've got the good juice going, right? Your juice is hot.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And it's like, I can't lose right now. I'm hitting, you know.
I don't assume that those things are related.
These I'm just getting bucket after bucket, and then you check it. He's on fire.
Nah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Man. There's no universal momentum in terms of mood or whatnot.
I think there's universal momentum.
I don't think there's any universal momentum.
I totally think there is.
It's isolated incidents, man. There's no such thing as universal momentum. Anyways, Wrestling Inc. adds that once Shane O'Mac is done with jury duty, guilty. That his feud with Kevin Owens, hooray, will resume.
Nice. See, I would love to do jury duty. I've just got we have way too much to do, and October is literally the worst time.
Yeah, I know.
In history to do it.
Is there a phone number? Is there someone you can call and say, "Hey, this is messed up. I can't do this." Because you already put in the thing that said you can't do it because of self-employment stuff, right?
So I put in a thing that said it was like self-employment. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that I've got a kid that I got to pick up every day at 4:30, and so I wrote an email that said, "Email us if you want an excuse." And so I wrote both those things in that email, very sternly worded email.
Yeah.
And so now I got to check my status online.
Oh, there you go. Well, maybe during post show we'll check your status.
Yeah, I think I'm having a good day. I got to check this voicemail, hopefully, from the Carpy. Did they leave a voicemail? Voicemail. They didn't even
this
leave
show's
a voicemail.
less about
Let's
wrestling and more
call.
just what's going on in our lives right now.
Pretty much. Oh, they did leave a voicemail. Nice. Let's see if this is good news.
Well, will it transcribe it? Do
Do
you get the transcribing of voicemails?
I think I can, but I have not set it up.
Oh, all right.
So I don't know.
You're actually going to listen to a voicemail on the show?
I don't know, maybe. Let's see here.
Well, don't put it on speaker. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not going to put I'm trying to make it as low as possible. Is this them?
Just put it up to ear. I don't want to hear it.
All right, I'm trying not to. Let's see here.
My goodness. My goodness.
Here's local auto guy, and he's got a Matt Chat question.
Oh, take it away, local auto repairman. Well, here, while you do that, I'll move on to Raw preview. It's been a slow news day, so just move on to Raw preview.
Wait.
That's bad news. I heard part of that.
No, it's okay. It was one of those things where if he gave me the answer that's cheaper for me, I would have had to have gone somewhere else. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive, not by much.
But the convenience is there. You don't have to...
They already have the car. Just do the stupid thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. So it's kind of a neutral thing.
If it's just replacing the motor in the window, that's not that expensive. I don't think. I think I've had that done before.
Well, I got an extended warranty. It's all
there you go.
Yeah.
Let's do Raw preview. First item, Stone Cold Steve Austin to moderate Universal Championship contract signing between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman 1 week after the Universal title contract signing between Raw Tag Team Champions Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman for WWE Clash of Champions ended in chaos thanks to the OC. WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin returns to his old stomping grounds, Madison Square Garden, to preside over this anticipated contract signing and raise some hell if he needs to. After U.S. Champion AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson spoiled Rollins and Strowman's contract signing, Austin took to Twitter, announcing that he would make sure the contract signing goes down like it's supposed to next week, and that's the bottom line. Remembering that Rollins received Austin's seal of approval.
Was that Ed Edwards doing Stone
That's
Cold?
the bottom line, son. Yeah. Remembering that Rollins received Austin's seal of approval on Raw last month. That was via Skype, in case you forgot.
Yeah.
Strowman seems wary of the WWE Hall of Famer's return, stating plainly that if Austin steps out of line with the monster among men, he'll get these hands. However, just about anyone who has crossed the Texas rattlesnake over the past 20-plus years has gotten a stunner for their trouble, no matter their size. I wonder what the ticket sales situation is like at the MSG shows tonight and tomorrow. I know one of the reasons, or I read one of the reasons they apparently brought Stone Cold on.
Sell tickets.
Weren't moving.
MSG Raw tickets. Let's see here. News. Let's see here. 4 hours ago. What was the ringside news? 5 days ago, WWE fails to sell out Madison Square Garden shows with 1 week to go.
Yeah.
So as of a week ago,
that's potentially an issue.
Let's see here. What's this? Wrestling news.
I
never know who's good or not anymore. Let's see here. Good reason. Undertaker. Okay, so
75% of Raw and 55%.
that's according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter. So that's like late last week. All right, that'll sell out. I'll get a good walk-up business.
Maybe.
Anyways, next. Raw King of the Ring semifinal match becomes a triple threat. Anything can happen in WWE, and if you're Baron Corbin, the surprises aren't always pleasant. After Ricochet and Samoa Joe's King of the Ring quarterfinal bout ended in a rarely seen double pinfall, WWE officials determined that both superstars would advance to the semifinal round on Raw's side of the bracket. As such, Corbin, who defeated an injured Cedric Alexander in my own quarterfinal match, will meet WWE's resident superhero and the Samoan Shark in a triple threat match Monday night on Raw. The winner of that semifinal match will go on to face a superstar from SmackDown Live in the final match of the 2019 King of the Ring tournament. Which one of these three intensely competitive superstars will advance? What's your early word, Larson? What do you say?
Ricochet.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. But man, Baron might be having the kind of King of the Ring where they're changing things on the fly.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe.
Next, the battle of WWE's four horsewomen. After SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley helped Sasha Banks obliterate Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in separate attacks on Raw and SmackDown this past week, the Man and the Queen will form an unexpected alliance against the brutal best friends in a monumental tag match involving all of WWE's four horsewomen. Before the highly anticipated showdown, ESPN spoke with all four of the groundbreaking competitors. Did so well in the first one. With Lynch poised to defend her title against the Boss and Flair challenging Bayley for her championship next Sunday at WWE Clash of Champions, who will gain key momentum? It's all about momentum.
Who's got the trademark to the Four Horsemen?
Good question.
I wonder if WWE owns that.
Maybe.
They snapped up those tapes, the library. Maybe
Did they snap up like rights to WCW's intellectual property then too?
I would think so. That would make sense.
Yeah, you would. I was going to
say, could Ric Flair be Sue happy over that too? Woo! Next, Rey Mysterio returns to action against Grand Metalik. This is going to be a hot match, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
3 weeks after his son Dominic pulled him from the brink of retirement, Rey Mysterio will compete on Monday Night Raw, taking on fellow luchador Grand Metalik of Lucha House Party in one-on-one combat. With Dominic, a.k.a. Walter, no doubt watching closely. How will the ultimate underdog fare against the high-flying Metalik as the Masked Warriors square off in the legendary Madison Square Garden? This could be a star-making performance for Grand Metalik, who has, I like the Lucha House Party, but he's languished, non-featured really, in the Lucha House Party. And I've always got the feeling with Grand Metalik that we haven't even scratched the surface as to what this guy can actually do.
He had some really good matches in the first Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes, this could be the kind of thing where Vince watches this match at Raw and is like, whoa, who is this guy? Where did he come from? Kind of like we saw with Rey and Andrade. We've seen this with Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander, Ali. All guys who they'll put on a match and then they'll just get, I'm not going to say shot to the moon, but you'll see them on TV a lot. Grand Metalik, this match right here, that could do this for him.
Spotlight.
Yeah.
So this is from SC Scoops in March. Apparently, a company, Toot Toot LLC, filed for the trademark of Four Horsemen. And apparently Toot Toot LLC is based out of Huntsville, Alabama, and has the same mailing address as First Family Mortgage.
Oh, wow.
So that would be Conrad Thompson's applying for the trademark, according to
When
SC
was
Scoops
that?
In March of this year.
March.
It's about 6 months.
I wonder if it already filed. Like, we're doing trademark stuff right now. What's the serial number right there? I wonder if that's.
This might be for non-wrestling stuff.
Okay. Non-news.
Yeah.
Oh, alcoholic beverages, huh? Interesting. Yeah. Wow. What are you doing, Conrad? I'm putting together my own wrestling company.
Well, this one, it's from Ringside. Never mind.
It's called Chatmap Wrestling. Look at that.
Interesting.
Whoa. Would you like to read Cedric Alexander?
Yes, sorry.
Looks for payback.
Sorry. Cedric Alexander looks for payback against AJ Styles. A backstage attack by the OC hindered Cedric Alexander's chances of advancing in the King of the Ring tournament on Raw. And now this astoundingly athletic superstar will have a chance at retribution against U.S. champion AJ Styles when he battles the Phenomenal One this Monday night. With his King of the Ring dreams tarnished by Styles and his nefarious allies Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Alexander will no doubt hold nothing back against the U.S. champion. Will Alexander settle the score? No. Run-in from OC, U.S. title match at Clash of Champions this weekend.
Seems right. That sounds right. So I think we're always going to be pretty good tonight, man.
I hope so. I read something on Twitter where Vince told his writers, hey, do really good work. Be more creative.
That's awesome. I really hope that was the line.
I hope so, too.
We need you to guys. Look, here's the thing.
You got to
be more creative. Usually you're creative, but now I need you to be more creative. More creative.
Yeah.
My son's on jury duty.
I can't count on him to be creative.
Have you ever been on jury duty before?
Yeah, I've never actually served on a jury,
Me neither,
but
yeah.
I've been called in and managed to get myself out of the predicament.
Yeah, I was mildly upset. I wasn't sad, but like I wasn't about to. They ask you all these questions because I was in the pool.
Yeah, I've been in the pool a couple times. Yeah,
they ask you all these questions, and I was just keeping it real.
Yeah,
I feel like nobody else was keeping it real.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it was like they all wanted the approval of these people. I was like,
Yeah, I don't
listen,
get that.
I don't want your freaking approval. I'm going to look. I know you're shady, and you over there, you're shady. You guys will cheat. I can't trust anybody here. And that's what I told them, but in very diplomatic terms.
Yeah.
Right? And then they had me go to lunch, and they came back, and they're like, you're excused. I'm like, you couldn't have told me that 45 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, did you get to eat someplace nice downtown at least?
They said, do you believe cops? I said, nah, man. I don't trust them. They have a job to do. They'll look like jerks if they admit that, they did their job wrong, which I think everybody does their job wrong. Cops included. I don't trust anybody, man. DTA. That's what I say. I said that. I don't trust cops. Oh, man. Anyways. See, Pena, what happens when keeping it real goes wrong? I'm going to land in prison or federal time for evading jury duty.
We got some... the one time I got a summons for federal jury duty, that's the thing where it's like, no, I can't. I'm self-employed. And I haven't heard anything back.
Did I not fill it in right? Did they not receive it?
Maybe it got lost in the mail. That'd be a bummer for you, huh?
Well...
Maybe I'm still telling you, post show or an overrun.
Post show, we're going to check it out?
Yeah, I want to check that out.
I think I got some good juice today. I feel good.
All right.
I think
Might ruin everything. Matt Dale 16, friendos give me strength studying for math test. Best of luck.
Math test. Oh no.
Math test. Kai, hi, well, been a while, but I'm back. All the best, friendos. Welcome back, Kai. Jeffrey Nguyen, I listen to sad music when I'm sad. Oh, and drink. When you're in a down mood, do you listen to slower down music, or do you listen to upbeat, uplifting music to cheer you up?
I'm not in my.
Do you wallow in your depression?
I'm not in my 20s anymore, my teens anymore. I used to do that, sure, but these days, if I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling down these days, I just put the reset. I just press the reset button on stuff. Like look, I don't want anything else to go wrong. I don't want to be down. I'm just gonna sit down in front of the TV and do nothing. That's what I usually do. I don't really get down that often these days, though. So I don't know. I try to, if I'm down about something, I try to fix it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But no, I don't do that. If I'm down, I don't try to make me feel more down.
Yeah.
Because like wallowing in like sad music or whatever, that ain't gonna help nothing.
No, it's not.
When I was a teenager, yeah, man.
Oh, it totally did. It didn't, but you felt like it did. It felt like other people understood you. Jose Alaguna, what does Baron Corbin's pickup line sound like?
Hey, do you like rented Ferraris? Would you like to see my skull collection?
Yeah, exactly. Do you like human skulls?
Hey, did you know I get paid for my Twitter opinions?
They pay me in rented Ferraris.
Nick C., I know it's late, but happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you. Tim Spulak. If you could become an honorary member of any faction and receive all the merchandise from that faction, what faction would you join? Does time factor into the equation? Because it would have been Bullet Club from a couple of years ago. These days, what do you think makes more? What do you think makes more money in merchandise right now? Being in the elite, being a member of the elite,
Or Bullet Club?
or Bullet Club?
Probably the elite.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because like that stuff isn't even in Hot Topic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It cooled off. Although I heard that LIJ merch sells like hotcakes in Japan, but that was like a year ago when I heard that.
I'll go with LIJ because most of their merch looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. Are there any factions in WWE that? Oh, Undisputed Era I think sells really good.
Yeah, but all their shirts are not good looking.
Well, I would just want the money.
That's not what it says. You get all the merch, right?
It says receive all merchandise from that faction. Oh, I thought he meant money.
No, we talk about just the quality of the merch.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, LIJ stuff looks pretty cool. The Elite's got a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of stuff.
They do have a lot of stuff. Dragon Reborn says LA Dojo kicking some butt in Young Lions Cup.
Is that happening right now?
I think so.
Really need to pay more attention. Juan Guerrero Jr., Mr. Triple Mania, has an apropos question. What is more likely to happen first? Steven Larson attending Triple Mania in person or Steven Larson attending Wrestle Kingdom in person? Probably Wrestle Kingdom. Probably that would happen first.
It would be easier for us to get the Triple Mania.
For sure, yeah. That's true.
It'd be less expensive.
That's true. We had some friendo ages ago offering to, it was like a pre-Epico type situation where he was like offering to send us to Wrestle Kingdom. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, I didn't know the guy. He was just like one random email. And I'm like, this feels like some sort of black market organ stealing situation.
Yeah, it was.
He's like, hey, come out to Wrestle Kingdom. And then you get there and they chloroform you and you wake up in a tub with ice saying, we took your kidneys.
No kidneys.
I need those, man. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let's see. This is a great question. Steven Hansen. Who would you add to Undisputed Era to make it a bloated, uncool mess like the later NWO?
Kona Reeves.
Yeah, that was the first name that popped in my mind, too.
Kona Reeves.
Kona Reeves.
Dan Matha.
Oh, wow. Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally an Undisputed B team right there. And then it is like somebody who's popular doesn't make sense, like Ciampa.
Yeah,
like, but Ciampa's like doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
but they're just
like,
putting him in there.
Ciampa should be his own like a solo act, his own guy
for like 1 week, like a 1 week ratings bump.
Yeah,
that makes no sense beyond that.
Yeah, who's the DDP in this situation? The one that's constantly trying to be recruited, but says no in dramatic fashion. The first person to really lay their hands on Undisputed Era, this new bloated Undisputed Era.
Well, I mean, it's got to be Gargano, right?
I feel like he needs someone who's coming up from the mid card because that was
Okay.
what really propelled DDP to the main event.
I don't see them ever like trying to recruit Dream. Somebody coming up from the mid card, like a Keith
Dijakovic.
Lee or a Dijakovic.
Yeah, Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Rich Hardesty Corbin. Hey, you're not with me. Please be with me.
Please be with me. You're not with me, though.
Please be with me.
Hey, I want to be in you.
Wow.
Wow, man.
That's awfully direct there, Baron.
It's very direct. Let's see here. Breakout Blake Elizondo. Should NXT UK see, this is Blake Elizondo's gimmick now because he was the one who came up with that great idea to redub another NXT that's developmental that stays on the network.
Yes.
Breakout. So he's dubbed himself Breakout. He's got another question about NXT Nomen.
Yeah.
Should NXT UK get a new name like the UKW or something? That sounds like a failed football league. It just feels awkward when a promo goes, "This is my NXT UK," or the word soup of NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. They literally had to have Sid Scala start talking for Johnny Saint. I'm pretty sure because of that one promo where he just called it every name in the book.
Yeah.
NXT UK NXT
Takeover.
Blackpool takeover NXT.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of letters and words to get through, but I think if they rebrand it something else, they'd lose the association with NXT,
I think there has been
which is kind of necessary at this point.
a collective decision on the part of the crowd and the performers that it's okay to chant NXT, and then when they say this is my NXT, they say this is my NXT.
Yeah.
But then in every other way, they refer to it NXT UK. So I think they've figured it out.
Yeah, it's
I don't
fine.
think it's too awkward.
It's fine. Anthony Tobias, you think AEW only do shows in the South and East Coast for now due to where their base of operations is? My understanding is a lot of the first shows, locations were decided based on
Analytics.
analytics, pay-per-view orders, essentially. Like what they thought were the hotter markets in terms of number of pay-per-views ordered. Those apparently got some of the first shows.
Yeah. Let's see here. Raymond Earl, what is the next big pay-per-view you guys are going to try to go to? It could be from any promotion.
Probably next time something AEW does something on the West Coast.
I would totally go to Vegas again
Yeah.
for Double or Nothing 2 if they do another one
if
of
they have another
those.
StarCast, yeah.
I would totally do that.
Or if they had, if their next pay-per-view is in Southern California, I'd do that.
The rumor is that Mania 37 is going to be in LA. Right?
Either LA or Vegas, yeah.
I would totally consider going to Tampa Bay for 36 and do Mania without Mania.
We do WrestleCon.
Yeah, because I'd love to do WrestleCon. I wouldn't mind doing that. Catch a bunch of indie shows and then live stream Mania from our place.
rental.
Yeah, from the rental.
Dragon Reborn says easy fix. Call it NXT.
Oh, I get it.
TEA.
TEA NXT.
T.
Fancy some NXT. Might be some scones with it.
Sounds good. I'm hungry. Nikyle, what is the reason a lot of pay-per-view matches in WWE are booked or announced on WWE's social media nowadays? It's just the way things are now.
It's the era we live in.
Yep.
It's all about trending and engagement.
Oh, wow. Great question.
All those buzzwords. What?
Justin Warren, if there was a Going in Raw signature sandwich, what would it be? If you had the Steve here or the Ann Larson sandwich, what would they be?
All right, go ahead. What would the Ann Larson be?
I feel like it would be hot pastrami.
Yeah, okay.
Some sort of wheat or 9-grain bread thing, container to put meat in. You need some Trader Joe's. They have this really good mustard garlic aioli.
Yeah.
Put that on there and put some coleslaw.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Mine would probably just be like a variation on French dip. I've never had every time I go to a restaurant they got a French dip. I'll try it out because I haven't had a French dip like the one I had at Felipe's in LA 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because nobody really does it where the bread is super soft. I hate that.
I know that's my problem too. Is like you get a stale French roll half the time.
I want some really soft bread.
You need
in
some
my
soft
French
bread, but you
dip.
need something that holds together. So when you dip it in the stuff, it doesn't
jus.
fall apart.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I understand why they might use a stiffer bread.
Yeah.
But there's a middle ground there.
There is, totally.
Another problem too is they get the meat and it's overcooked and they don't cut it thin enough, so it's chewy.
Yeah.
You got to shave that stuff super thin.
Yeah. Get some onions in that.
Yeah, get some grilled onions on there.
Option for some Swiss cheese if you
Or
want.
put some horseradish on there too.
Horseradish, yeah, sure. I'm not usually a fan, but in like a small amount on a French dip, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, horseradish is the bee's knees, man.
So I'd be a French dip. I'm a bit of a dip anyway, so I think that makes sense. And of course, I'm all about the juice these days. If you got good juice,
I guess so, yeah.
I guess that's my new thing. I don't know.
I guess so. I guess so.
Alex Foster. Larson.
What?
How many weeks into Matt Taven and the Kingdom joining NXT will Steve be singing their praises?
Here's a way that he might, if they have the Kingdom reunion with one Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
That could be the gateway for you appreciating the Kingdom.
So here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. I believe that those guys might have some untapped juice. Okay?
All right.
I think it's entirely conceivable that they could show up in NXT and the brain trust there in NXT would be able to tap into some of that untapped juice. And then I would end up liking them. So I look, man, it's completely conceivable that is possible.
Yeah.
It would take them going to NXT, and if they were used properly, I could conceivably be all about it. I'd be fine with that.
5 weeks.
What is yeah, okay, there you go. What's this right here?
Oh, there's something about apparently Bellator has made an offer to TJP to come fight.
I was looking at that NXT UK mid-card title story. What's that all about? I want to know more about that.
Maybe to save that for Overrun.
Let me break some real news here.
This is from Belt Fan Dan. That an NXT UK mid-card title might be in the works.
Oh, wow.
This is from Wrestling Inc.
That's cool.
I didn't know TJP had MMA experience.
They need a mid-card title, man. That title does not change hands very often. Hey, if anything symbolizes that Walter, they plan on keeping that on Walter. They have no plans for anybody else.
They'll create a mid-card title.
Be able to create a mid-card title. Yeah.
Another question about titles here.
Jordan Devlin will be the first person to win it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie Baldwin, do you think Triple H will have the titles redesigned after he takes over to make them look less toy-like? In Charlie's opinion, titles not looking prestigious is the first thing that devalues them.
No, I think the top titles in WWE. I think all the titles except for the U.S. title. I think they all look pretty stellar. Mm-hmm. I do. The tag title's a little weird, but I think they all look pretty good. Mm-hmm. The U.S. title is looks like a toy.
Yeah.
Everything else I think looks great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. Rao asks, "What are the chances of Bayley going bald for the definite heel turn?"
Well, it'd need to be bald with goatee.
Hungry boy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would happen.
I don't know either.
She would shave her head.
Well, then she has to grow a goatee too.
Well, the thing that I like this here is, what are the chances of Bayley going bald? So
like it would happen naturally.
She would start getting male pattern baldness.
Probably
Start
no
falling out. She interacts with Ilya, gets some of the radioactivity.
There you go.
And she starts all of her hair starts falling out. She grows a third arm. So she can do like an extra strong Bayley to
Competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Nguyen.
People throw up when they get next to her.
Competitive advantage. Jeffrey Nguyen, the Kingdom versus Forgotten Sons. Book it. He's all about that.
Well, it would ultimately take place in the dumpster match because the Kingdom.
No, junkyard match.
Junkyard. Sorry, yeah, because the Kingdom is trash, and the Forgotten Sons hangs out with trash in a junkyard.
Junkyard match. Yes.
And the Forgotten Sons go over by putting the Kingdom in a trash compactor, like Evil Superman did, like id Superman did.
Yeah.
To Ego Superman.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. I think you got that right.
Anyways, I think that's a good show. I think our stream might be dead too.
Yeah, it's having some issues.
Let's see here. Taven ruined the stream. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we've had some issues today. We'll be back in a little bit if we get the stuff all worked out for Overrun.
Yeah.
We'll find out if Steve has to serve jury duty.
Oh, man. I'm feeling I got some juice
for
today.
A whole month, you're Essentially on call?
It says you're on call for the month.
That's ridiculous.
It's terrible. I don't know if that means you're on call, and then if they have you come in and they dismiss you, you're good. I think that's what it means.
I think that's typically what it means.
But every day, like that's an anxiety attack every day.
Well, I mean, for local, it's just a week.
They pay out $50 a day though.
That's much better than.
It's like 15 on state, isn't it?
That was 5.
I thought it was 15. But like my wife, she was all about it. She was like, dude, just give it to me.
I don't think it works that way.
I can't actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure I can hand it over to my dad. Like legally, I know I can't.
Yeah.
But could my dad fool them?
I mean, it's the same name.
It's the same name.
Yeah.
He'd be down.
Yeah.
You know, big old whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. I got to talk to somebody though. I gotta make haste on that. If
you
I'm
do.
still up
It's
for it.
all next month, right?
Oh, I don't know if I don't have my jury duty thing.
Oh, you don't have the number to access?
I wonder if I took a picture of it. Sometimes I do that.
We'll figure this all out and post and overrun.
Or
our stream's dying, so
pretty much dead. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.